Hello, good morning YouTube, and welcome back to another live stream with the Bullish Bears team where we bring you the most current and up-to-date perspective and analysis from a community standpoint. Welcome, welcome. Hope you guys are ready for a great trading day. Alright, so let's see what type of move we get from here, right? So we have this trend line on NQ and ES. Let's see if it wants to hold. I do think we get a pop here. I had a bunch of equities that I was feeling a bit bullish on, especially even Apple. And usually when Apple wants to go up, they all like to follow. So it's something to keep an eye on. Show you guys exactly why. So you see we got a bit of a falling wedge on Apple, so I think we're going to get tight and see a pop. But we have to wait and be patient. Again, guys, it is Monday. A lot of times Mondays we'll get a bunch of volatility, we'll get a lot of wickage, we'll get a lot of range in the morning, just so we get a nice reversal by 10. So it's always good to stay a little extra patient. Let me knock that volume off of there too so we can see the charts a bit more clearly. And I do have this trend line at 1 touch, 2 touches, almost 3 touches now. This would be the 3rd touch if we hold. So let's see if we want to hold this trend line along with this key level, right? So there's 2 things running for us right there. But we have a weaker NQ, a weaker NASDAQ, and we want to remember that. Always good to be aware of ES and NQ when we're trading one of the two. We got Amazon in a 30-minute supply zone rejecting right now. A lot of equities are opening up red for the day. Add gap down, that's the advanced declining, which means a lot more stocks are red right now than they are green. But that doesn't mean we won't turn around, so let's just stay a little patient. Maybe we'll even see a break of these lows and then a reversal back up, right? Something to keep an eye on. We also have VIX at a key level. I want to see if that's the same key level we reversed from. No, so the key level we reversed on Monday morning that we caught this trade, that was, I'm sorry, Friday. That was this key level right here, 16,360. And now we're chilling at 15,991. So, right, so that's now lower on VIX. And the lower the VIX is, the stronger the market is. So I'm still waiting to see if we want to continue trend and reverse from here. Or we'll see. We'll see. Just got to stay a little patient. Let the market sort of play out. Market did just open. We want to let it do its thing. Got NASDAQ rejecting this 30-minute demand zone. Holding up right now. We got a minute for this 5-minute to close. I would not rush into any trades right now. Let's get VWAP on there. Always good to know where VWAP is. Remember, we have this trend line holding us, and same with NQ, had a bit of a trend line, but this trend line was broken a few times. I want to just double check that trend line on NQ, because I think that's a broken trend line. Yeah, that trend line was from a rising wedge, so I'm not going to trust this one. I'm going to delete that one. Always feel free to delete zones and delete levels, guys, if you are not trusting it anymore, or if you see some red flags on it that it's not holding up. It's okay to delete those zones and levels. Alright, so we had a nice big wick on the bottom, showing a lot of buying pressure on NQ. Again, though, we didn't have much strength coming out of this demand zone yet. Just staying patient. I do think we might continue. VIX is sort of starting to drop. Might look for a small position if we wick back down a little bit. A small position. So we're holding up the 90-minute. I'm going to start my small position right now, longs, but I am being aware that we might break the lows before we want to continue higher. So it's something I'm just going to be careful with. Whenever we start a position, we want to start very light, right? We want to be able to say, okay, it's not working, let me stop out. Or, okay, it's pulling back, let me complete my position, add to it, then average my position down, right? If my first entry was right, where's the arrow? If my first entry was right here, and then it comes down to here, and instead of stopping out, I average down, it'll make my average entry more towards the middle over here. So, something to keep an eye on, something to be a little patient with. I am watching VIX at this level as well. I am sort of expecting us to break that low. I want us to hit this trend line one more time. If we hit that trend line, I will add to the position, so I average down. And again, guys, this is something that I'll be fine with. If I add to the position, and then it just drops even harder, I'm just going to stop out, and it's not going to be a problem. That's the best part about trading, is we have the strength and the ability to know how much we're going to lose, know how much we're going to gain, and to control our size so we don't get in too heavy or lose too much. So I'm definitely liking this push lower right now, because I'm also liking how VIX is and Q is keep wicking back up higher. Tells me buyers are in and buyers are trying to take control. I want one more push lower. We still got 2 minutes in the 5-minute, so I'm just staying patient. Morning, YouTube. How's it going, everybody? I like that rejection on NQ. Good stuff. Just staying patient. My first entry was about right here. Was 447.350. Was a little above demand. I'd rather enter at demand, but that's okay. And it did not fill me to fill more contracts below, so I'm just going to be in half the size I usually trade with for this trade so far, right? That doesn't mean I will be the whole time. Maybe I'll look for a pump, a pullback, and I'll add contracts to it if we have that strength. But again, I do like Apple. Apple looks good today. Apple was a nice setup for us to pop and really have momentum. So I'm definitely liking the bull side just for now until the market tells me otherwise. It's always good to be able to flip your analysis, guys. We want to be able to flip, okay, I'm bullish right now. Okay, well, then the market starts changing. Okay, well, now I'm bearish because X, Y, and Z. We can't hold our bias completely because then it's going to keep us out of potentially better trades. Hey, morning, Ethan. What's going on? So again, I'm staying patient. I did want one more drop before we popped, but because now we only have 20 seconds left on the 5-minute, I'm going to stay patient. I'm acknowledging all these lower wicks. Buyers have been stepping in, so let's just be patient, see if we get some strength in VIX. If we get some weakness in VIX, and whenever I say strength in VIX, guys, that could mean to either direction. If we get strength to the downside, we're going to see a strong move to the downside. If we see strength to the upside, it's going to be a strong move to the upside. So that's what I look for on the VIX, to have continuation and trend on ES or NQ. So I'm just staying patient here. I do want one more drop. If we get one more drop to this 90-minute demand zone, I'm going to look to take that trade and go higher. Right now, Apple is doing well. For any options traders out there, Apple would be my go-to today. Trade is going well so far. I'll throw up a little, what's it called? A little thingy-mabob. So it's a 3-to-1 trade. Just staying patient. So now we got NQ back up to VWAP and where this 4-hour demand zone was. And that's something I'm going to really need us to break through with strength, because the problem is, once we break zones, I like to use the top of those zones as an area for us to reject. So I'm hoping I'm wrong on this and it starts to pop through. Just staying patient on this. I like that pullback. Pullbacks are healthy. Apple had a little bit of a pullback too, but Tesla, Nvidia's going strong right now. Went from 406 to 411. That's a great move. Yo, what up, Spooter, man? So I'm not going to add to my position here, and the reason for that is because of the rejection we're getting. The rejection we're getting of this key level, and this VWAP. So I want to see us push lower one more time so I could add to my position, so I could average down and then ride the trend back higher if it calls for that. If it's too weak, then I'm not going to take that trade. Apple getting some momentum back up higher. Like to see it. Good stuff. And that's what's bringing us higher on here on ESNQ. And I'm just staying patient, because if we're trading the 5-minute, we want to trade the 5-minute. We want to be in for multiple 5 minutes. That's the types of trends I'm looking for. Want us up here. Like that drop on VIX right there. So if we could get another pullback, we got a minute 50 left. If we could get a pullback, go red on this candle for a second, I'll add to the position and try to bring it higher. Just staying patient, because we got to remember too, it is Monday, it's still before 10, anything could happen. We're rejecting VWAP and that top of the zone on NQ, so just staying patient. We got a minute left in this 5-minute. Let's see if we get a quick pullback to go red on this candle on ES before we continue higher. And if we don't, that's okay. I'll wait for maybe the next candle to pull back. As a rule of mine, when I'm trading and I'm looking at the 5-minute candles, I really want to watch and let those candles close before I get in a position or before I analyze and see what's going on. Because if I don't let the candle close, then it could wick down on me and it could completely mess up my entry, could mess up my analysis, and that's not something I want. So we got 20 seconds left. I want this candle to close strong up here. If we have weakness, I'm going to second guess the trade that I'm currently in, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop out of it. Apple's getting some pullback too, but I'm hoping Apple gives us a rally base rally. So yup, let's see. A rally, a basing. Now let's see if we rally to continue on Apple. That's what I'm going to look for to go long again on this trade. Good, we're getting pullback. Apple's trying to push higher. Definitely thinking of adding some contracts to this trade. Apple getting in a little bit of weakness. There's some strength. I'll add one more. And that'll bring my entry point to about there. Which doesn't mess it up too bad. But now I'm in an extra contract. Gonna let this trade run, do its thing. But we're hitting a wall of weakness, right? We're hitting a wall. Apple's pulling back again, but this 5 minute did just open, so we have to stay patient. The market knows what we watch, how we watch, and how to fake people out and how to stop people out. So let's not be liquidity, let's be patient and use that liquidity. Part of me thinks to stop out of this trade for a bit of a gain and then re-enter at a lower point, but I don't know if we're going to get that lower point because I'm already in the trade, and two, I just don't know. The market does not say, hey, we're going to go down now and then we'll go back up. The market doesn't tell us word for word or exactly what's going to happen, but the market gives us clues that we could take advantage of. There we go. That's a pullback, all right. That's a nice pullback. Now I'm looking for this 90-minute demand to be hit again. If we hit that one more, oh, there we go. So I'm going to enter again some more contracts. And now my average price is down. It's right over here. And again, though, I'm okay to stop out of this trade. I do think we break the lows. I do think we break the lows for a moment and then wick back up, right? I want that trend line to support us. Got a big pop in the VIX, just staying patient. And unless this candle closes with strength and momentum, all right, so there's the low. I'm personally going to get one more contract to average down, but I'm staying patient. I know where my stop loss is. I know how much I'm willing to lose on this trade. I'm staying patient. Average price is about, where is it? There. We did get a pop in the VIX, but we didn't make a new high on the VIX, so that's something I'm keeping an eye on. And we're still coming out of this 30-minute demand zone on NQ, so it's hard for me to go bearish here. I'm just going to stay patient. I would need this candle to really close with weakness. If this candle closes below with weakness, then I'll consider flipping the position and taking some shorts. If not, we still got 50 seconds left and we wick back up. That's what I'm looking for ideally to continue higher. But Apple had a big dump. A lot of equities are dumping right now. That is a big red flag for this trade. But we're just staying patient. We got in on the 5 minute. We want to let the 5 minute close. 30 seconds left. Could wick up for all we know. Could also dump for all we know. We just have to stay patient on this trade right now. Got 10 seconds. See if it wants to give us that wick I'm looking for. 5 seconds. That was a nice rejection back higher. So again, I'm staying patient on this. It's hard for me to go bearish. That was a big spike in the VIX though. So I'm going to be protecting my position. I know exactly where I'm stopping out. I'm stopping out right at the lows if we make another low. And I'm just being patient. I like NASDAQ. NASDAQ looks stronger. And we're just staying patient on this trade. No reason to be antsy, no reason to get out early, just staying patient. Nice. Just gotta stay patient. No reason to rush anything. Very good. Very clean stuff. Good stuff. That's what I like to see. Now we just gotta hold up there. We gotta have that strength up there. Just gotta push with strength. We need that volatility. There's apples pumping right now. And Q looks like it's ready to pump. You gotta think of all the sellers that we just trapped down here. We broke the lows, people expecting us to break the lows and continue. They just got liquidity swept, they just got in their short positions, and then we reversed on them. Or for the people that had their stops down here, they just got stopped out, and then it reversed on them. So instead of being that person who got in and then it got reversed, we were smart and we waited for it to break that, and then we took our long positions, and we're doing better now. Look how great that's going now. Really good stuff, guys. Great trade. Great way to start the day. Part of me's thinking to scale out, but I do like the weakness VIX just had in that, and I do like that we did just stop people out in that. So I'm staying patient on this trade to try to let it really play out to that 1 hour demand zone. Apple doing well. I am going to trim some contracts here. And that's the best part of being able to trade with multiple contracts, is you could scale out to lock in gains so that if it does end up running against you or reversing before your final take profit, it won't hurt as bad because you locked in those gains, and now you could use those gains as a cushion for your stop loss. So instead of it being a trade where you're then risking X amount, you're not risking that amount because now you covered those gains already. So just staying patient. We got 1:40 left. Did not end up scaling out yet because we did not come back up there. I'm just staying patient. Apple looking good. Equities are getting a bit of resistance up here, so I'm just staying patient. Entry point, average entry was right down here. I'm in multiple contracts. And staying patient. Got a minute left. Let's see if we want to pump for this last minute or if we want to stay consolidating. We have about 7 minutes till the 6 minutes now until the 10 o'clock 10 o'clock hits. And again, guys, sometimes we do get reversals by 10, but that doesn't mean we get reversals exactly at 10.
Hey Kevin, I got a question for you.
Hey.
How come, just curious, instead of taking a couple contracts off for profit up at these tops here where potential resistance is and letting one run, how come you just keep them all? Just curious.
So, because the market, as much as we could predict, with the clues that it gives us to go long at this point, to go short at this point, we don't know exactly if it is going to run to this final take profit, right? And because we are running into a bit of resistance, and I've noticed lately that the bears have had control, it's going to be hard for me to really stay in a bull trade based off the fact that we're using demand and we're using that trend line. So because of that, I would much rather lock in some profits and then maybe, let the rest run. And when I say lock in some profits, I'm in 6 contracts. I would only really cut 2 off there, right? Or let's see, I'm trying to think of another example. Or let's say you could even move your stop loss up, right? If you don't want to cut some off, you can move your stop loss up. But, the market will always chop. The market likes to try to stop us out. So it's really just to lock in those gains so that if the market reverses, you're not holding a losing position.
Understood. Okay, appreciate you. Thank you.
Got you, no problem. Yo, morning Antonio on YouTube, what's going on? Alright, so we're getting some strong pullback here. And we're sort of staying in this range right here, so I'm very wary of that. But we're also hanging out near this key level on VIX. And last time we did that was Friday, and we reversed. So I'm not swayed that we're going to reverse and go to the downside here. I do think the VIX will want to drop here and the ES will want to give us a pop, but I could be wrong. Remember, bears have had control, just got to stay patient. I am looking at Apple. Apple had that strong green candle, and we're just watching. And we're staying patient. We need the add, that's the advanced declining. Would love to see that have a strong push higher. NQ trying to now hold this VWAP area. Am I saying that wrong? Do you guys say VWAP or VWAP? I feel like it doesn't matter.
Hey, say it how you want, Kevin.
VWAP if you're American, VWAP if you're British.
Did not know that. Right, okay, VWAP.
Reminds
Because
me.
the British pronounce the A as an R, right?
Sure, okay. I'll go with that.
Oh man, this trading range is tight. I took like 2 little scalps.
Right?
That's,
It's a tough range right now. It's definitely something we want to break. The longer we consolidate, the stronger the move. So I'm hoping with our
It'll break
entry
the 3
point
minutes.
down
I'm
here.
going to conference calls then.
Oh, all right, there we go. Go on conference call
Mark
at like
alert.
10. Tell them to wait.
I've just realised he's right. We do pronounce it VWAP.
Oh, and you were laughing at him.
I know, right? I thought he was taking the piss, but he's actually right.
That's funny. See, YouTube, that's what community's all about. We have fun here. We don't only trade and learn, but we have fun. And that's awesome. If you could have fun while learning something, you learn it a lot easier than if you feel like, oh, I need to learn this. I need. You gotta have fun with it. You gotta enjoy it. You gotta really be invested into it. Apple having some pullback. A lot of equities are pushing green on the day. Nvidia with some strength, but sort of hitting a wall.
Hey, Kevin, I got a kind of a newbie question.
Yeah, what's up?
So futures have various months, like the U right now for ending in September, and then there's the December and the various ones. When do you know when to switch over from like a U to the next letter on your futures?
Usually it does go automatically. This is ES. This is just straight up ES, and sometimes it will adjust itself based off of TradingView. But it depends on the brokerage and the platform. I know same with TOS. TOS has one that's just ES, but then that'll be different from ES and the other months and whatnot. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on because you could get different levels in different zones depending on the contract that you're looking at.
Yeah, I just started TradeStation recently, and I noticed that they want you to they want you to pick the month.
Gotcha. Yeah, when you look it up, like let's say you look up ES, it should try to automatically fill that for the most recent or upcoming month. Alright, let's see if we want to break this range, guys.
I don't mean to chime in and take over, but you can also check the daily volume between the most recent month and the next upcoming month. And when the next upcoming month overtakes in daily volume, then that means most people have moved to the next, and you probably should too, for liquidity.
Yep, exactly. Thank you. Is that John?
Yep.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Again, guys, another great reason for community. Something that I may have missed up on right? But John over here was able to catch and say, hey, don't forget, you could also check this. And that's huge. That's exactly what we would look for. We are family. Alright, we're getting some pullback. Nothing crazy. Again, pullback is healthy. We want pullback so it could try to stop some people out. Apple getting a little bit of weakness over here. Probably going to move my stop loss up just a little bit. Nothing crazy. Because again, I am still bullish. I do want this to just be a fake out before we continue higher. But I have no control over that. All I control is where I enter, where I exit, and how I analyze the trades in the market. Yeah, Apple with some weakness, but it is coming near VWAP. Entry point down here, so this pullback is okay. Not a problem. I'm thinking maybe the market might want to hit below this wick right here, the previous 5-minute candles wick, and then continue higher, because it does like to stop hunt. But if we could just pump, that'd be great too. We do have the delta going up higher. Good, look at that. Good pump. Right to VWAP. I am going to trim. I'll trim 2 contracts there just to lock in some gains. Alright, I'm at a 2. Riding 4. And we'll just stay patient. Nice moves on VIX, right? I want VIX to now continue lower to bring us higher. Got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the 5 minutes, so again, just staying patient. Look at that pullback. See, that's why we sort of like to trim every now and then, because if we're choppy right now, I want to trim on the breaks, right? I want to get out on the breaks, because if we're choppy and ranging, every time we break a low, we're probably going to reverse. Every time we break a high, we're probably going to reverse. Whether that's a reverse or a pullback, we don't know, so it's always good to, you know, trim or scalp within that range. I'd love for VIX to close bearish with a move lower. That's what I'm looking for continuation for this trade. It is 10:03. We're past that 10 o'clock point. Let's see if we get that strength and continuation. Apple does have some weakness over here, but it is holding its VWAP. Nvidia is strong and making high a day. And let's see. Yeah, I do think we'll continue. It looks like equities are just pulling back to breathe a little bit. So I'm staying patient, guys. Just staying patient on this. Anybody got any questions? You guys could always let me know. I do keep an eye on the YouTube chat, keep an eye on the Discord channel, and of course Discord, you guys feel free to talk whenever you want. You know, that's the best part of this community is you could ask questions whenever you feel. And you know, we go live every morning, which is great. So it's really good stuff. It's good to be trading with the community, good to be trading with like-minded folks. And it's also good to get a second opinion, you know, if we're second guessing something or we're not sure. It's always good for that extra help. Nice pop right there. I like that VIX. Alright. Nice. Part of me does want to trim some more right there. But I'm going to stay patient. Staying patient, staying patient. Patience pays. If we get one more quick little pop, I will scalp one more contract off. We are getting that pullback. Just staying patient, guys. Entry should have been somewhere down here. So this pullback, we're still green. We're still okay on that. What I will note is that each time we have been getting these pumps, we've been pulling back. So bears are not giving this up without a fight. Let's get one more little pump there. Again, I will be looking. Apple holding VWAP again. Considering scaling out of another contract right here because of the apparent weakness that the market is having. But let's stay patient. Good morning, YouTube. What's going on, everybody? Oh, nice pump, nice pump. Yeah, I'll trim one more contract right there. Oh, give me one more push up. One more little push up. Alright, out of one more, riding 3 contracts now. Good stuff so far, guys. Great stuff. VIX is dropping. VIX has that strength to the downside. So again, we're just getting, we get up here, we get to highs, and we wick around, we pull back strong, we wick around, which tells me once bulls give it up, we're going to have a stronger drop than we had this pop. So I'm staying patient. I'm in this long position from down here. My target is up here at supply. I'm just staying patient. I'm not going to reverse the trade. I'm not going to completely exit the trade. I'll scale out with strength, but that's it. I'll even move my stop loss to break even, or even move it up a bit higher. So again, this is a no-lose trade. Best kind of trade is a no-lose trade. And my entry point now, because I was scaling out. When you scale out, it brings your entry point lower. So now my entry is down here, right near that demand zone. So look how great that is. Apple pushed through the bottom of VWAP and then started to reverse back higher. So it's something I'm keeping an eye on. I want Apple to hold above VWAP and push higher. But it's sort of stalling out, sort of having some weakness. We did have a bit of a strong move on the ad, so that's good.
Are you watching Apple because it's one of the sort of big 7 out of the ES?
Yes.
Got you.
Yeah, I watch all the equities. Tesla's also trying to push higher. Nvidia's at high a day. Nvidia's just been grinding higher the whole day. There's a new high a day on Nvidia. There's Apple pushed green on this candle, and that is going to bring us higher. So
Are those the FANG stocks?
Yeah, or whatever they call it now. Fang is now Mang or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Kevin.
For sure. So I'm just riding these 3 contracts. I do want it to come up to this take profit. I might scale out for the fact that NQ is coming up to a supply zone. How much time we got? We've got 26 seconds in this 5-minute. Staying patient. Give me one more pump. I'll scale out of one more contract, and I'll let 2 run to my take profit. Because again, I don't like the rejections we've been getting. Every time we make a new high, we have a strong pullback. I'm not a fan of that. That's a hint. That's a clue. It's Blue's Clues. So just staying patient. I like that drop on VIX. VIX broke its range. That's bullish. I like that. I might not scale out now. I might hold these 3 and try to let these 3 run because of the drop VIX had out of its range.
What do you consider more important, the VIX or the equities?
That's a tough one because the equities have the impact, but the VIX also has the impact. VIX shows where the money's going. I'd use them both, but I guess I would have to say VIX. Because if you're already using NQ and ES together, you know, throwing VIX in there is just the cherry on top. I'd consider adding another position down here, but again, that would mess up my entry. Now my entry point's down here. This is a no-lose trade. I'm just going to let it run. But now we got a weak apple. Nvidia again is coming into some weakness. Yeah, I'm going to scale out of one more contract here. And I'm just staying patient. Now I'm in 2 contracts, letting the 2 contracts run. Locked in a lot of gains, and we're just staying patient. I like that VIX drop. Good stuff. Good pops, good pops. Love to see it. Got 3 minutes left in this 5-minute. Just staying patient. Morning, YouTube. Just so you guys know on YouTube, we are riding a long position that we entered a few down here, then a few more down here. Now we're just sort of letting it ride. We scaled out on the pump, so we're just letting the market do its thing right now. Hey, there we go. Hey, there we go. Gives me one more pop, I'll scale out of one more contract and then let that last one run. Alright. Give me one more pop, I'm going to try to scale out 4486. Alright, 1 contract left. Look at this pump, guys. Really great stuff. Really clean. Good stuff. Love to see it. VIX is dropping hard again. See if we want to get one more pump. Target 4490. But it's going to be hard for ES to get up here because now NQ is in a supply zone. Another drop in the VIX. Good stuff, good stuff, great stuff. Love to see it. Equities are pumping higher right now. It's going to bring ES and NQ higher. Meta's doing good off of this consolidation. Microsoft's doing good out of this consolidation. Nvidia is still just climbing higher, guys. Would have been a great options trade on Nvidia. $30 seconds left to see if it wants to give us one more pop. Look at that. We're getting that pop on NQ. See if ES wants to follow. Putting my limit order for a sell order right at supply. So there's my final target. 12 seconds. Three, two, one. But now, because look, NQ's at the top of that supply zone. I'm not a fan of that at all. I'm moving my stop loss to break even. Not even break even. My stop loss is going to be over here. So this is not only a no-lose trade, but this is only gains right now. Gonna be looking for a rally, a basing, and then another rally, right? So I'm gonna wait these 4 minutes to see how this 5 minute wants to close. Because if it closes the way I'm expecting it to, I'm gonna add contracts and scalp those contracts up to that target. And if it doesn't close how I want it to, I'm just going to maybe look for either to stop out or just to hold the one contract.
How do you want it to close?
So I want it to close as a basing candle. So I want it to have a long wick on the bottom and a small red body. And what that's going to show is it's going to show this was an area where people took profits and where we had a bit of pullback before our potentially second leg.
Thanks, Kevin.
For sure. And the reason I'm thinking we're getting this pullback here is because NQ was at the top of its supply zone. So if NQ breaks the supply zone, it has room to move up to here. So it's either going to reverse up here, or it's going to come back down and then push higher. If NQ could push down to this key level and hold this key level, I will consider adding contracts. But again, I'm also not against the market just continuing higher. We got Apple at a tough spot right now too. At the top of its demand zone, it rejected, so it's pulling back. But let's see if Apple also wants to push back higher. So just like that, you see how this candle is right now? That's how I want it to close. Where the body closes like right here. We have a long lower wick. And then when that happens, I'll buy some more contracts. And then I'll let that run. Some strong moves on the ad. Love to see it. Advanced decline. And I see that, guys, by using my Thinkorswim platform. I have a few indicators I use on Thinkorswim. That's going to be this volume one, this delta one that Ironclad shared with us. I use a higher time frame chart, and I have the ad on the right, on the left over here, on the 3-minute chart. Kevin, do you have a timer on your chart for TradingView or TOS? Yeah, so if you take a look on the right over here, the timer is right over here, so 1:35 left in this candle. Don't forget YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. We go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday for you guys. Alright, here comes NQ coming down to that key level. I want it to hold within this zone. Got 1:14 left. Just staying patient. I'm not adding yet. It's holding that trend line on NQ. It is what I wanted to see. But I'm not adding. I'm staying patient. I want to let the candle close. We got 50 seconds. Alright, I'll add one. I'll add one because we're down here right now. And I'll stop out over here somewhere if it continues lower. But if we get the closure that I'm expecting, that will give me a good entry on the second contract now. So again, I'm just staying patient. I'm letting the candle close. I'll let the candle do its thing. It is a no-lose trade because we had that great trade earlier. Got 20 seconds left. NQ is having a tough time pushing back higher. Want it to push back higher. Want NQ to have the same type of formation. I want it to base. Got 5 seconds. 1 second. We didn't get the candle closure that I wanted, but that's okay. I'm going to hold these contracts. I'm going to let them do their thing. We do have VIX at a key level as well, though, so it's something to really be careful with, guys. But let's see if we get that push up to my my target over here, because now we have that room on NQ to push back higher and double top, and ES to make a higher high. So now I have my sell order for 2 contracts right up here. Look at that. NQ rejected exactly where that 1 hour zone started. It's exactly what I want to see. Staying patient. Checking out equities. What are equities doing? We're getting some pullback. Not a fan of the pullback, but that's okay. Pullbacks are healthy in trends. We want pullbacks. Just gotta think, the market needs to grab liquidity before it can continue. The market can't run without liquidity, just like a car can't drive without gas or electricity, you know. But just something to keep an eye on, just something to stay patient. I like that strength coming back in NQ. But I don't like how equities are starting to get a little weak. I do like VIX to try to push a little lower to this area, 1540. There we go, NQ. Bring us higher. You guys see, during this whole trade, pullbacks or not, I'm staying cool, calm, collective. We want to keep our emotions out of the market. What's going on, YouTube? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Appreciate you all for tuning in. Just so you guys know, we are riding some long contracts right now. Our first entry was down here. We scaled out with some strength, and we grabbed another contract right here, and our target is 44.90. So I'm not a big fan of the weakness we keep getting over here, but I am staying in this trade. We got 2 minutes left in the 5-minute. I'm going to modify the sell order to just 1 contract, and I might scale out of that other one. But I want to see how it plays out. Because if we get strength and we just blast right through it, I'm going to want to hold that last contract till maybe this key level. Scalp some more. Really make this a better trade than expected. But we keep getting that rejection. Sellers keep stepping in. I got Apple's trying to push strong right now. We do have Ad having some pullback too. See how Ad sort of stalled out and is reversing. Not a fan of that. Again, though, just staying patient. We got 1:15 in this 5-minute. Apple trying to push higher. Meta holding VWAP. Microsoft holding VWAP. Nope, Microsoft's failing VWAP now. That's not good. Come on, Microsoft, fake that out. Oh, Microsoft with some weakness. Now, as you guys know, Microsoft is a heavy stock in ES and NQ. So I'm going to look to scale out of 1 more contract. Probably like right here. We got 40 seconds left, right? And we could pump for these last 40 seconds, or we could dump for these last 40 seconds for all we know. So I'm just staying patient. I'm more expecting a pump due to the VIX strength we have and the trend that we've had, but it's just something to be careful with. I wouldn't recommend getting into any trades here, but if you do, your stop loss would be right at these lows, and you would sort of just let this ride. Got 10 seconds left. NQ getting weak again, and I am really not digging that. Not at all. I do sort of like how that closed, though. Tell you what, I'll look to scale out 44.8650. Alright, I'll scale out of 1 right there. 44.8675. If it wants to give me 1 more pump up there. Alright, out of 1 contract. Now I'm just riding 1 contract. That's it. The one that I got down here. but because we're in NQ supply, but we rejected that, right? So I do think we're going to go higher. All right, let's see if we hit that target. Kevin, your TOS setup is A++. Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate that. Gotta keep things clean, you know? Alright, NQ through that supply zone. I'm liking the bulls right now. But it could reject because it knows that that's a previous high we were watching. I still have my take profit at this 1 hour supply zone. Got 3.5 minutes on this 5 minute. This is a no-lose trade, just staying patient. Would not recommend getting in here. Because again, sellers keep stepping in, sellers keep trying to bat it down.
It's broken the supply zone on the NQ then, that's good.
It is good, but it's only good if we close above it. Because you see how we broke it and then we rejected really quickly? So you could almost see that as, instead of it being a supply zone, it was a key level that now we broke that key level, rejected, and that could be a liquidity grab. Depending on how this candle closes, we still got a little under 3 minutes left for this candle to close. And I am still targeting on ES this 1 hour supply zone. Got 2.5 minutes. VIX has been nice and droppy. Staying so patient. Not a fan of the rejection we're getting, but again, we still have time in this 5 minute. They know what we look for. They know how to fake us out. I'm watching NQ, and now I'm also looking at Apple. Apple again made a nice high a day, and then pulled back. Nvidia 2 looks like it's trying to reverse from this area of interest. This was a daily demand zone. It broke it. Now it is working as a supply zone. Yeah, so I might look to stop out of this trade, but I do want to stay patient. We got a minute left in the 5 minute. Whoa, big drops. That's alright. Yeah, big drops. And that's where NQ comes in play, guys, right? So I was waiting for ES to hit this 1 hour supply zone, but NQ had a different plan, right? So with NQ having that different plan, and it wicking out of the zone, creating a liquidity grab, dropping from there, it's tough to say, okay, well, we'll continue. NQ was coming into a lot of resistance, and when NQ comes into resistance, it's hard for ES to continue trend. On these pullbacks, though, I don't think, oh, I should go short here. I think maybe, oh, this is a good spot to grab another long position. But I'm not going to. I'm staying patient. I have just the one contract left, so whichever direction it goes, it will not hurt me. It can only do good. See if we want to stay in this range on NQ and pump back higher and trap some sellers. That would also help us on ES to go back higher as well. just staying patient. Patience, patience, patience. Because again, guys, our entry was way down here, so we're good. We're golden. Pullbacks don't do nothing to us. All pullbacks do is grab that liquidity we need to go back in our direction. But again, definitely noting that all these upper wicks, sellers are active. Sellers are present. But we got 3.5 minutes on the 5-minute. Just staying patient. Apple is now bouncing off of VWAP, trying to go back higher again. But now we have weakness in NQ and weakness in Nvidia, Tesla. All these things have just gotten very, very weak. So again, I wouldn't look for a long position anymore here. I'd be patient and see if there's going to be a short setup to come and play. This is sort of the new setup I'm looking at now. You know, stop at the low, still targeting that 1 hour supply zone. Entry was about there. See if we're just trapping some bears and want to continue higher. Now we're coming up to this level, this 448650 level has been resistance, and it's been a strong resistance. So I want to see us blast right through it. And if it doesn't, you know, a short position right here with our stop loss at the highs would be a good play too. You know, like that, and target demand again. But that's not a trade that I'm looking to take right now. I am in these longs and just trying to let this play out. But again, that 448650 has been very strong. There's a bit of a push through it. Good stuff. There we go. Nice, nice. Let's see if we want to go hit that target finally. Got a minute left in the 5-minute. NQ with some strength. Like to see that. See if it wants to give us a pump, give us a new high a day at that 1 hour supply zone. But again, NQ's coming into this weakness. Come on, NQ, you know you want to. Still liking VIX because VIX has been dropping. Nice pop. All right, there we go. And completely out of that trade. Fantastic stuff, guys. Really great stuff. Love to see it.
That was awesome, Kevin. Fair play.
That was awesome, definitely, for sure. And you know what? We might continue from here. Look at that strength. But I'm out of that trade completely. Had some great profits, great gains, really good stuff. Caught it all here live on YouTube, live here with you guys. Hope you guys were able to profit from that trade as well. Really great stuff. We almost caught the bottom on that. This was a 6-to-1. 6-to-1 based off of entering at demand. 6-to-1 trade. That's really great.
That was really awesome. Can I just ask a question? I didn't want to ask you while we were in that.
Yeah.
You see that red supply zone there that it's just hit. Where did you get that from? What time scale?
This one is the 1 hour. So we had the 1 hour basing, and then we had a drop candle, and then we had another drop candle.
Ah, right, clever. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Kevin.
For sure. Now we're coming up to a strong trend line, right? We're coming to the top of the channel on NQ, and this key level right here on NQ as well. So I'm actually going to be considering some short positions on NQ if we have the strength. Yes, sir, Antonio, you know it. Is volume profile ever used for support resistance levels? Yeah, you could definitely use volume profile for support and resistance. Those are great. Those are huge. Volume profile is huge because, you know, that's where it shows the institutions and the large orders are buying or selling because they can't hide volume. All right, we're coming up to that key level on NQ. I might try a small short position here. Try to let it do its thing. But I am watching Apple has strength. And we do have strength now, right? So we might continue. We broke supply on NQ. So we might continue. I want to stay patient. I want to wait. Start at a very small position. Stop loss is just a couple points up. So it's okay. Could even let the 5-minute close. Nice pumps, guys. Really nice pumps. That's crazy. Good stuff. Really great stuff. We could have targeted this key level up here, too. Really good stuff. Look at that. Boom. Just hit that key level. Oh, blasted through it, guys. Bulls are here to play. Love to see that, guys. Alright, let's see if we reject. Because remember earlier, sellers kept trying to step in. Let's see on NQ. See if we want to reject. Got a minute 15 left. I am a bit curious on what the daily looks like, but I am in this trade, so I'm going to stay patient and then I'll check it out. Got 50 seconds left in the 5-minute on NQ and ES. This is a strong trend line that we've reversed and rejected multiple times. And that's why I went short on NQ. Got 20 seconds left. Four seconds. 3, 2, 1. Nice dump so far. Let's see if we reject and go lower. But bulls have been in control. VIX has been selling off. Something to keep an eye on. Yeah, bulls have been in control, so I'm probably going to scalp this short. I'm not looking for it to really do its thing. Not looking for a big trade here. Yeah, bulls keep stepping in. Apple's strong. Hard to stay short NQ with Apple so strong. Yeah, about to go hit my stop. Let's wait and see. Microsoft's getting a little weak. Meta near an area of interest. Not going to stop out yet. Looking for a quick drop so I could scale out. Got 3.5 minutes on the 5 minute. Just staying patient. Gotta thank all the people that are going long up here, right? People saw all this strength and thought, oh, well, we're gonna continue. That was so strong. Yeah, right now, Antonio, I'm short NQ right now, but very light size, right? Because I don't want to give back my gains that I made on ES today. So very light size on NQ short. I want to see a rapid drop. If we don't get that rapid drop in this candle, I will stop out. I'm not looking to lose on this trade. I'm never really looking to lose on any trade, but it happens sometimes. That's why we got to protect ourselves. Again, getting some pumps and rejections. Pumps and rejections. Apple's rejecting right now. Nvidia is breaking that area that I mentioned earlier to go higher. So I'm just staying patient right here. Really staying patient. Yeah, bulls are still in control. Respecting my stop, and there's my stop. Stopped out. It happens. I was counter trend trading. Happens. Still in 2 contracts. Was in 4 originally. And the reason I want to be short right now is because of the trend line, guys. I'm trusting that this trend line is an area that we've rejected before and will reject again. Got a minute 15 on the 5 minute. I'm letting it close. Minute left. Staying patient. Apple still rejecting, looking weak. That's the setup I'm looking for right now, guys. Short setup. 30 seconds left. Really staying patient on this. $15. And now look, ES just rejected and wicked higher above the supply zone. So we're breaking supplies. Let's see if we want to go lower. Apple looking weak. Microsoft looking weak. Again, just staying patient on this trade. Bulls have had control. Added a couple contracts on that pop. Yeah, not feeling these shorts right now, guys. Definitely not. Buyers keep stepping in and proving that they're still here. Equity's still strong. Buyers still present. Yeah, hard to go short right here. Staying patient, trading light size. Something that I'm okay with it letting hit my stop loss if it does not reverse. Apple pushing higher. Not a fan of that. Guys, I am going to wrap it up shortly. Oy, 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 oy. Mom's not doing good. I'm going to wrap it up soon so I go take care of her. I do apologize about that, y'all. But we do wrap it up around 11 anyways.
You see the clear divergence there between NQ and VIX.
Yeah. Yeah, VIX keeps trying to drop. Tough stuff, tough stuff. Tough cookie on that short. Shouldn't have counter trend traded. But that's alright. It happens. Yeah, Apple pushing high today. NQ new high today. Yes, sort of getting weak, but still breaking that supply zone. We got a minute 15 left in the 5 minute. Could wick down for all we know. Just gotta stay patient. $40 seconds left. Alright guys, I am going to wrap it up. I do apologize. Whoa, big pop. Not a fan of that. Alright, I'm stopping out of that trade, guys. We had our gains from this morning. That's good. And I counter trend traded. Again, mom's not doing good in the back, so sort of messing with my mental. But that was a great first trade we took today, guys. Huge, 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 huge. Really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Yeah, I think someone's telling you to step away today. All the signs are there.
Yeah, exactly. Alright guys, I'm wrapping it up. I do appreciate you all for tuning in. YouTube, don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button. We go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Bulls have control right now, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Alright, take care everybody. Peace.